Hello everyone, I am Silly Squirrel.
And I am Master Rein.
And we are ReviveMeBroGames, a gaming podcast where two best friends discuss cooperative games, multiplayer games, and so much more. What's up, Master Rein?
What up, dog? How you doing, man?
Just
How's my brother from another mother?
Recording another pod, finally. And how about you?
Been good, dude. Just been driving all over the state and been working a lot but it's nice that I get the weekends off because I can just freaking play Helldivers.
Oh, yeah. No, we will touch...
Lots and lots of Helldivers.
Yeah, we will touch on that soon. Man, that game has been so much fun.
Spreading freedom and democracy to these bugs, these robots, these Terminids.
I know.
There's a conspiracy here with the Terminids. Sorry.
Have you watched Starship Troopers yet?
Yeah. Yeah, like a long time ago, but yeah, like a lot, yeah.
I highly recommend you watch it when you can. It puts into context a lot of Helldivers. It's quite awesome. It's a good movie, too.
Oh, yes.
It's a very good movie. Also very ahead of its time in terms of a few things. I won't spoil it since it's been a minute. But speaking of brothers with another mothers, we have the one and only Xinna. And if you remember, he was here last time we did a Nintendo Direct. Everyone say hi to Xinna. Hi.
Hi, Xinna.
Hi.
Wait,
but I'm not a...
Did I say that wrong?
No, you said it right. I'm not a brother from another mother. I'm a brother from the same mother, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Yes, of course. He's also a squirrel, just like me.
I'm also a squirrel. And a dessert.
Yes.
Because you can follow me on twitch.tv/Xinnaroll, spelled XINNA
already with the plugins.
ROLL. Oh yeah, I'm gonna shamelessly plug.
Well, you better, and people better follow.
I mean, I haven't streamed in like over a year, but hey, it's there.
It's important though. It's there.
I watch your streams.
Maybe if I start getting new followers.
I wish you'd watch mine.
Okay, sorry, I am a busy bitch.
But maybe Xinna, what have you been playing? Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you're fine.
Go ahead,
I was just gonna say. Oh, you're fine. It's okay. I'm used to it. You're my older brother.
Wow.
I interrupted your momentum as like the only child, so you gotta interrupt me every so often.
Well, this podcast is gonna get deep.
I lost my train of thought. Holy shit.
We're in for more of a ride than we thought, folks. Just kidding.
But I'm so happy to have you here again. You are always on my mind when it comes to these, so you will be hearing more of Xinna on these pods and more of his shameless plugs. We're definitely planning on having Xinna more often, just so that give Johnny Boy a break. So shout out to Johnny Boy for always being a bro.
But for real, thank you for having me.
Of course, it's always it's our pleasure, man. Seriously, I mean, it's obviously mine. Just before we get started with the topic at hand, tell us what you're playing.
All right. Recently, I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3. My friend lent me his Steam Deck, and so I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 on the Steam Deck, and it's been fantastic. What a game. What an adventure. The characters are fantastic. They feel so alive. The story's been really good. And just... I already have played D&D before, so being able to see it in a different perspective and play it as an actual console game has been just quite the experience. It's been really fun. That's been the top of my gaming list, but also I have been getting back into an old classic, Age of Mythology.
Oh,
it's been
nice.
It's been absorbing a lot of my time and just getting back into the prostagma of it all.
Schmacking.
Prosteje? But no.
Yes, that's the one I was thinking. I'm like, look at these, like, prosteje.
Yeah.
Prostata.
Prosteje.
Schmacking.
Metaleps.
Metaleps. Yeah, that's right.
But no, actually, but speaking of Age of Mythology and speaking of game announcements, did you know that Age of Mythology is getting a remake
Yes, I did know that, and I'm buying that
I
shit,
You knew that? I didn't know that.
oh I
and
just
I will
put
stream
it on
it.
my Steam wish list. Oh, me too. I didn't know that was happening until about 23 hours ago. I'm very excited.
No way.
Yeah, I fully didn't know it was happening until like less than a day ago. I am shocked, thrilled, befuddled, betriveled, and ready.
Like Master Rain, just if you've never played this game, I highly recommend you get to it. Like try it at least with us sometime, because it's like Age of Empires, of course, but it's actually simpler, I would say.
Mhm.
Like it's not that complicated, and
Yeah.
I mean, seeing Minotaurs beating the crap out of some paladins never gets old. Or Cyclops.
Oh, I agree. I think I remember playing it back in the day a little bit. I just never played it a lot. But I'm definitely gonna get that whenever that.
Yeah,
drops.
it's a really good
100%.
game. It's
Hello?
it's like easy to pick up and hard to
You know what I'm
master. And that's something that I really like about it.
Yeah.
Each of the civilizations have like their own like quirks and nuances that make them different and fun, and like it's just iconic soundtrack, really good kind of battling system, and
The campaign's fun too.
the campaign's really fun. And one of my favorite things about Age of Mythology is that it had like basically an encyclopedia within the game. And there were many a times when I was a teenager that I would just be playing the game and just kind of get stuck reading everything about mythology, and it really kind of catapulted it really like propelled my love for mythology. And I ended up taking like classic mythology courses in college just because I find it such a fascinating subject.
Same. And there's like cool when like whenever you play like God of War or watch movies like The Northman, where there's a lot of mythology involved, of course. I mean, God of War for obvious reasons, but something a little more subtle as The Northman, where it's like, oh, like I get that, and it's because I read it in Age of Mythology. Like certain heroes or like certain monsters or the gods. So props to them for doing that. That's really cool, though. I'm glad those are some fantastic games. I'm glad you're playing Baldur's Gate. Shameless plug here. If you want to see us play Baldur's Gate, we play every Tuesday from 8 to 10:30 Pacific time.
Great series.
So good.
Yeah, we've been doing it for 3
series.
months now,
It's
and we're about to finish Act 2. So yeah, it's been.
And
great.
when did you say that y'all do your Baldur's Gate 3 streams?
Tuesday at 8 to 10:30 Pacific time. All right, so today's episode, we're going to talk about the very short Nintendo Direct. This Nintendo Direct, first of all, was very different. It was a partner showcase, which means no Nintendo first-party announcements. It was all mostly third-party. It was all third-party announcements. And
It was all third-party announcements, yeah.
Yeah, and then the cool thing, though, was that there were a few surprises that I thought were very much something we should like talk about and showcase ourselves, especially considering that we like talking about co-op games. So yeah, so let's just get started. And again, we're not going to talk about every single game. If for some reason you don't like this format, let us know. But we're just for the sake of time, we're gonna start with the ones that really resonated with us. So first and foremost, I'll get started with Grounded was the first announcement. It's an Obsidian Entertainment game, very much a survivor game, and I thought this was a phenomenal announcement because I think this game, as much as I wish I could play it more often, the little that I played of it was a lot of fun, and it was definitely scratching that rust itch that I always talk about. It's made by the guys that made New Vegas, so that they do good work. They do good work, and Grounded on the Switch felt to me like a no-brainer. I'm actually surprised they announced it up till now.
Absolutely. One cool thing about it's basically Honey, I Shrunk the Nerds.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that encapsulates it.
That's a throwback for you. But one cool thing about this game is that it's going to be cross-platform, and that's just it's great because it opens the pool up for people to connect on that level. Like if you have an Xbox and I only have a Switch, we can still play that game together. And I think that I'm glad that these companies are leaning more into these things and are embracing the cross-platform of it all. Another cool thing that I've liked about Grounded is that it has an arachnophobia mode. And as
I knew it. I knew you were gonna say that.
as an arachnophobe myself, I just appreciate being able to not see giant spiders in my video game and be able to just fight giant eyeballs.
That makes sense.
You're bringing up a good point there.
Makes sense.
That the game's going to be cross-platform, and I mean, Master Rein, lately, he's been playing Fortnite on his PC, while his sister's been playing on the Switch, correct? Yeah, and so,
Correct. She's been playing on the Switch, Fortnite.
I know.
Shout out Turtle Duck.
We'll have her in the pod soon enough.
She gets it.
Ding!
But that's so cool, though, if you think about it. Like, I can have... And I like that Minecraft also did the same thing, where it's like, I was playing on my PlayStation 4. My wife was playing on a Switch. Master Rein was playing on his PC. And then Luis was playing on his PC. And we were all playing Minecraft. And it was just so surreal that we're playing different consoles, but yet the same game. Like, if that's not the future, like, to you, like...
I don't know.
Yeah,
what,
and
right?
so like the fact that a game like
what
Grounded, which is honestly a phenomenal game on PC too, it's like, and you'll be able to play someone with a Switch. It's like, it's almost like there's no excuse, people. Co-op game is here to stay.
Yeah.
Like go out and play.
Make friends, goddammit.
So make friends, yeah. Yeah. So Grounded was one of those, like, I was like, wow, like very much excited for. So I'm looking forward to it, and I really want to give it another chance later this year. But we do have a long list of games. All of a sudden, there's a lot of co-op games, guys. What the heck?
It's wild, yeah.
I know. It's like we called it back in 2020.
Oh yeah, seriously.
We're not going to talk about Ender Magnolia. Then
Unicorn Overlord sounds badass, but I don't know much about it.
It gives me like Fire Emblem meets like Final Fantasy, and they pulled two random words out of a hat and called the game that.
I agree.
Exactly.
Like Unicorn Overlord. Yeah.
That's exactly what
it sounds like. The name sounds like something you see on an app store.
Oh my.
The name sounds like something I saw during Pride.
Oh my god, wow.
Help us smashes. Help us smashes.
And then the next game is Monster Hunter Stories. I believe that's a single player game, if I'm not. That one I know some of our friends will try out for sure. Oh, and I do remember this was a Nintendo 3DS game.
Yes, it was.
And it's coming to Switch. Yeah, it was coming. It's coming to Switch. So that's the one thing that surprised me. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah, it's nice to see that it's coming on the Switch. I'm interested to see how they're going to kind of recalibrate some things to account for the fact that it's not going to be on two screens now. And I know a lot of people liked it, so this is a good option for people who didn't get a chance to play it.
Next game was Disney Epic Mickey Rebrushed. Now, this one's funny. I know this is not a co-op game. The second game is actually a co-op game. I just want to give a shout out to THQ Nordic for remastering this game, because it's one of those few Mickey games that I think everyone was curious about back in the day because of how dark and different it looked.
Yeah.
And to know that I have another chance to play it. Before it was only on the Wii, I believe. And if you didn't have a Wii, then you couldn't really get to play it. So it's the same idea with Monster Hunter Stories, where it's like they're bringing older games back. And I think that's pretty cool. And I do think that a lot of people will enjoy this Epic Mickey Rebrushed game. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if I'll have time to play it, but if I can, I will.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it as well. I might play it just because it's one of those games that I wish I had played on the Wii. And
I know, right?
And one thing that I've just really appreciated about the Wii is its big collection of older games. There are a lot of like PlayStation 2 games, GameCube games, Wii games that are just being remastered and re-released on the Switch, and it's just like kind of giving those games new life while also like preserving the old libraries and giving people an opportunity to play games that are classics, such as Epic Mickey or like SpongeBob SquarePants, Battle for Bikini Bottom, Final Fantasy X, 10-2, and even now, like with Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection, like those are PlayStation 2 games that for a while I thought, okay, these games are kind of lost in time now. Like you have to get them on Steam or on an old PS2, but like it's almost like they know that people who grew up with PlayStations now are like adults with their own money and with their own systems who can just do whatever they want. They're like millennials. They love like nostalgia.
Of course.
And that is a great segue. This is the one announcement that I just went, holy You mentioned you can only get these games on Steam or GOG, but the problem is, as far as I was able to tell, I couldn't get to play. I actually bought this game for a few of our friends, and then I found out that there is no online capabilities. Like, we couldn't play together via Steam or anything like that. I was a bit disappointed, of course, but now with this, I'm assuming that they're going to allow multiplayer like capabilities to it. And the fact that, yes, like you said, like having played it on the Nintendo Switch or on the PC, like for me, it's just, hey, Master Rain, you want to like save the galaxy and play as stormtroopers? Like, hell yeah, like let's go for it. Like, it's just, it makes me giddy. It's like, ooh, because I always played this game single player or with someone next to me, either that being Xinna or our cousins. But like, now think of like, oh, now let's play with Battlefield style. Like, oh. Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, if I remember correctly from the announcement, it's going to be like 64 players on a match.
Like that. Ooh.
Yeah, I think so, actually.
Which sounds wild. It's like, can the Switch even take that?
Yeah, let's go Switch. It's going to take it, dude. It's going to have to take it.
I mean, it does well with Fortnite, doesn't it?
There's a joke there.
It does enough with Fortnite. Sometimes my sister can't see the skins that we have. It just looks like the regular player model sometimes. Like, she doesn't get the skins. She doesn't get the skills.
Yeah, so...
It has its limits. Limits.
This is a game that I was very much like... This is what made, for me, the Direct. Just because it's one of those games like GeForce Gemini, you know, or like even GoldenEye. You know, we've always talked. I'm like, man, we're never going to see that again on the Switch or something like that. Which, like, by
the way... I called it. Did I not call that GeForce Gemini was going to get added? I called it.
Oh my god, you did.
You did, and it's one of the best co-op games ever.
That's right, motherfucker. I called it. Honestly, like, if you bleep it, like, that's kind of funny. But like, I was like, no, like, if they're having GoldenEye. Like, if they're having a rare game like GoldenEye coming in... No. At first, it was... They announced one game from Rare, and I was like, GoldenEye is going to come into the Switch, and GeForce Gemini is going to come into the Switch.
Oh, it was Donkey Kong.
They did. They dropped GeForce Gemini, like, out of the blue, and I've been replaying it. What a great game. Yeah. I have the Nintendo ESPN or something.
Moving on, South Park Snow Day. I'm just gonna say this looks like a really fun game.
That's great.
And I mean, South Park has had they've been knocking it out of the park. No pun intended.
Bro, they've been crushing it. They've been crushing it with those games, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Those are hilarious. They're funny. The jokes are a little wild, a little too wild. But that's the beauty of South Park, right? But I think this one is coming out. I think that Snow Day one is like one that's like set to come out soon, and it's similar to like that old South Park 64 game.
Yeah,
remember back in the day, there was like that South Park game on the 64, and it was like 4 players.
Good times.
Yeah, it was like 4 players and whatnot. That was a good one.
Game, but very memorable.
Yeah, exactly.
When I get that feeling, I gotta sing. When I get that feeling, I gotta sing.
Dun dun.
That stupid ass thing.
Anyways,
it was so stupid. I love that.
South Park Snow Day actually is one of the games you want to quickly talk about because it is a PvE game, and you can play with either bots.
But it's 4 players, too.
Yes, exactly. So you can play with bots or with 3 friends in co-op. And again, just giving it a shout out. A lot of the games are having a co-op option, and I know that online capabilities are more robust than ever.
It's about time they heard us.
I know, but it's just funny that it's like a lot of these games like, hey, let's have people play a story together. It's like, yeah, that's what we've been wanting to do forever, dude. Like, let's go, So it's Baldur's Gate being probably personally the epitome of what we've always wanted in co-op. Yeah, it's just one of those things where I just smile, dude. It's like co-op's not dead, man. Co-op's not dead. Next game, and this one's just a quick shout out, is a Gundam Breaker 4. And the only reason I'm gonna say this, it's because I miss Gundam Evolution. May it rest in peace.
Oh, rest in peace, Gundam Evolution.
So, personally, I don't know if this one is a multiplayer game. It looks from the trailer, it looks like it is. But just I don't know. I'm like happy there's another Gundam game coming out, but I am a bit disappointed that Gundam Evolution died.
Rip. In the arms of an angel. Right.
I just had a memorial for Gundam Evolution back here.
I know.
In the arms of Wing Zero.
Okay. All right. Anyone have anything to say about Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble?
I'm just glad that Monkey Ball is getting a resurgence. That was just a very fun time on the GameCube, and it's good that they're kind of bringing this back to life. So they had that Monkey Ball like remaster that came into the Switch, and it just got so much traction that they're rolling out with a new one, which is great, and that's a pun fully intended.
You know what's nice right now? You know it kind of feels like it's happening a little bit with like some of these releases that they're getting. Like Nintendo's kind of like spreading out a little bit with like their reach a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They're like, let's try this and see how it hits, right? And like, because like some of these things like Battlefield and Grounded and Fortnite, it would be nicer if there was like a lot more graphics to it. But let's see if people like playing these things. And by the time, here's my opinion, by the time Switch 2 comes out, there's going to be graphic updates like all of these things. It'll be really nice. And then, but Nintendo will know like which games people are really like liking and going for. So that way, whenever like Switch 2 does come out, those new games that are going to be coming out, they can really focus on trying to get like, let's say potentially even Battlefront 2 on the Switch 2. You know what I'm saying? So we know that Battlefront hit. All right. So we're going to announce Switch 2 with like Battlefront 2 and an update to Grounded, update to like Fortnite, update to whatever. And then you're going to have like, you know what I'm saying? It kind of feels like with a lot of releases, they're testing the waters to see like which, and there's always tests, but like, I don't know.
It sounds very much like them too.
And the thing was really short, but there's still a lot of releases.
It's very on
and
brand.
it sounds like something they would do, right? Yeah. Is there something like let's try all this stuff and see what hits, And
it feels like that's a move that's late in the season. You know what I'm saying? It feels like there's something you're gonna do right before. You're like, you probably have a little bit extra time and money just to throw around. You're not so serious about like what needs to come out. You know what I'm saying? Like things don't have to hit. You know what I'm saying? It's easier to throw a wider net out with some of the games that are coming out. Because some of the things that came out, like Unicorn Overlord, that feels like a net being tossed out. To see if like people are gonna receive that type of game, or I don't know. But that. There's games in there that I'm sure there's an audience for it, but I bet this is like a test.
And I think you are onto something, because a lot of these games, if you look at the catalog of all these games and all the names, it really is like all these games are very different, and they all kind of fill up a different niche. And so I don't think you're that far off. Like if you think about it, PlayStation definitely does that with their own games, where it's like, this is what PlayStation players like, and they go hard on it. Xbox, man, I don't know what they're doing. I thought they had it. I thought they knew what they were doing, and apparently they don't. So
Xbox just bought everything.
Yeah, which you and I need to talk about soon. But I was very surprised with the news. Anyway, but not to get into that too much. But like Nintendo, I feel like have this platform that, because it's not competing graphically with the other two, it kind of decided to do its own thing, which was Nintendo's been doing since the Nintendo 64 days.
Right.
let's be real. The Switch is an old console at this point, and we still use it. We're still getting new games, and yeah, like it's just
what the Legend of Zelda is able to do.
It's old, but it's not
ridiculous.
It's not outdated. It's not obsolete. Like it is still very relevant, still very current, and in my opinion, it is like I have high expectations for the next console, but like for me, the Switch really is like Nintendo's like magnum opus.
it's everything they've ever wanted, all put into one. Yeah,
That's a good point.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I agree. Everything they ever wanted.
It really is. It really
It felt.
is.
It really did feel that way.
It's like the iPhone.
Yeah, but
for Nintendo.
I wanted to touch up on. Yeah, I wanted to touch up on World of Goo 2.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Which is another game that was released on the Wii that it was a bit of a cult classic, and I'm just really excited that they're finally making a sequel and that they're gonna be expanding on this world more. And World of Goo was just a really good puzzle game, and I think that bringing it back into the Switch is a fantastic. It's a no-brainer. Just for a really quick tidbit, World of Goo has one of my like top songs from a video game that is kind of like just unsettling and a little creepy. There's a song called Cog in the Machine that is just like very, very out there, very kind of creepy. I highly recommend giving it a listen. It's just like this game that is supposed to be kind of like funky and funny. Like there's something dark in there. And I like when games do that where they like subvert your expectations.
And in a good way too, right? Where it's like you expect one thing, but slowly realize there's a deeper layer behind it. Yeah. That's a nice shout out. Yeah. All right. So we're going to jump a few games here. So apologies to everyone who are probably hoping we talk about some of these. Just a quick shout out to Contra, Operation Galuga. I want to say every time I read that name, I think Operation Gulag, and it's definitely not that.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no!
Yeah, it's Galuga. I know. It's.
Honestly, when I read that name, now that you said that, I read that name and I think Sapito Muerto Operation Gulag.
Oh my god!
That's what I think.
So, it's a Contra game. It's a co-op game. It looks gorgeous. Honestly, in my opinion, I think it looks fantastic. I think it looks like a remake, to be honest, of a Contra 2 probably, but I'm not entirely sure about that, but it's a Contra game, and they're the OG co-op games, and so I'm glad that that hasn't died, and there's still I think ever since Cuphead, there's been a resurgence for these type of games, right? Moving on,
I do think that the name Galuga sounds kind of funny.
I know it does sound funny.
Okay, quick shout out from me. Penny's Big Breakaway. If you like collectathons, if you like Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie, A Hat in Time, Penny's Big Breakaway is a game that's really gonna like tickle that funny bone.
I have no clue about that game, so I will definitely be checking it out. Then Pentiment right here, great single player game with a good story, not a lot of action. Go check it out. It was a sleeper hit last year on the Xbox and PlayStation. Really good for streaming too, because it's very engrossing, but not a co-op game. Quick shout out to the Rare collection, like few games that are coming out from Rare on the expansion pack. The one I'm most excited for is Killer Instinct, of course. I wish it was Killer Instinct 64, but it's the SNES version, which is the first one that started it all. They also are going to add Battletoads, so I'm assuming you can play co-op with Battletoads.
Awesome.
I'd be disappointed if you couldn't, because that's really what everyone plays Battletoads for. And then Blast Corp. Yeah, Blast Corp. I don't know. I never played Blast Corp ever.
It looks fun.
Yes. Yeah, it looks fun. I'm like, okay.
Last little shout out is a Suika game. I think my mom would love Suika game. I think it's like such a cute little puzzler. I'm just glad that it's like really blowing up and that it's getting a multiplayer mode. If you haven't tried Suika game, I would highly recommend it. It's just a really cute little puzzle.
Nice.
This is why we have you in the pod, man. You have way more knowledge of a lot of these games than we do, so shout out to you, brother.
Can I talk about those last things here on this list?
Yes, please.
Okay, Endless Ocean Luminous. Luminous, Endless Ocean, whatever. Listen, Endless Ocean Luminous. This game is going to be, I think it's going to be a really cool, I think it's going to be not a game changer or anything like that. I think it's going to be something that it's, once people get a hold of it, people are going to fall in love with. Like, especially like the type of audience that's behind the Switch, people who probably aren't like super sweaty at games or whatever. You have friends. It's a place you can interact with your friends. It's a co-op sort of based thing. Because what Endless Ocean Luminous is a ocean exploring game. You dive into the ocean. I think it's procedurally generated. There's like 5,000 fish you can discover or sea life. Some of it is real. Some of it's prehistoric. Some of it is totally like made up for the game's like fun of it or whatever. But I think it all procedurally generates. And as you dive with your friends all together, I think you can even have like a party of 10 potentially. I think
it's up to 30 players actually.
Can't remember exactly how big the parties were, but it seemed like more than 4 is the thing. And that is honestly such a cool thing for Switch to do, dude. Like creating another environment for people to be hanging out together. Like, and it doesn't have to be a sweaty game, but it's going to be a game of discovery. And like you can go in and chat, you go in and vibe to, you know what I'm saying? Like you just waste your time with. And like how fun of an idea is to like just go and discover like ocean life with your friends and whatnot. I bet it's going to be a streaming game. I bet people are going to love to stream it. And like, you know, like people are going to love watching it because it's just like, oh, me and my friends are all diving and like look at these crazy like sharks that we're swimming next to or something. Like I don't know, but like I get the feeling that it's going to do really well for the Switch, which is going to be like, again, when Switch 2 comes out, update to Endless Ocean Luminous, and now look how beautiful it is. Gorgeous freaking graphics, almost like ray tracing God rays in the water and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you think about it, then it's good. Like there's another game that's like a selling point for like when a Switch 2 comes out to like even have like more of like a repertoire. Because like right now, like an ocean game like that is beautiful, but like. When I was watching it, I was like, that looks like fun, but I feel like I'm not really looking for that like gorgeous graphical setting on the Switch, you know. And a game that like it's just gonna be fun diving would be nice to have some more nicer graphics too. So would it be interesting? Again, like I'm only pushing this idea of the Switch 2 because I feel like it's right around the corner. I think
we're getting to that point. I do think that we're gonna be hearing soon about a new Nintendo console. I think that like they would be a little silly to not have like Switch related stuff within that console. Like it's going to be an upgraded Switch, a HD Switch, like a powerful Switch Nitro, I don't know. But like
Switch Plus
Switch Plus subscription, whatever WoW presents. But no, the Super Switch.
Switch.
The Super Switch.
I think he just become a Super Switch.
Cute.
The Super Switch.
Like the Super Nintendo,
like the Nintendo and then the Super Nintendo. Yeah, the Super Switch.
I mean, I'm calling Mr. Nintendo right now. Doug Bowser, like we need to have a conversation. But
think about it, Doug Bowser.
When you were saying about what you were saying about Endless Ocean is just the Switch is such a good console for games that are like a vibe, for games that you can just kind of like turn on and disconnect your brain a little bit. Games like Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing, Endless Ocean, these are perfect for the Nintendo Switch. You can just pop it on like in an airplane or on a bus ride, and you can just relax. And I'm glad that they're bringing a game like that to the Switch, and I hope that the Super Switch allows for more games like this.
Lastly, I think with that in mind, I know this is not a co-op game, but the fact that they're releasing Kingdom Come Deliverance on the Switch, I think is their way of saying that the Switch 2 is coming soon. Because I don't know how the hell that game's going to run on the Switch, but it wouldn't surprise me if okay, let's make it now. And when, like Master Rein said, when the Switch 2 comes out, you get a graphical update, but I was just like, really? Kingdom Come on the Switch? How? So I think.
Wait a minute! I just had a thought too.
No, it's just that I think you got the right idea.
What you said though too, because like a lot of people have a Switch. What's the idea? Like, how can you sell the Super Switch You know, like why would people upgrade, right? Well, if you offered like a free graphical upgrades of all the games across the board, and they all switch and they all port over to the Super Switch, and they all get graphical upgrades across the board, right? There's your upgrade reason right there. Easy upgrade reason, especially if you're already playing these games that like, you kind of need that graphical update. Then it's a no brainer. You are upgrading.
Hell yes.
I love what you said there, Master Rein, and you know what? That's kind of what Sony did with PlayStation 5. It's like, oh yeah, you guys have these games already? Download it here, and we'll give it a nice little boost. So I think that's a good idea.
Love that.
Honestly, it sounds like good business for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Again, Mr. Doug Bowser, let's talk.
Let's go.
Anyway, that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much, Xinna, for joining us. This, although it was a little bit short, we learned a lot.
Plug yourself one more time. Plug your Insta one more time, or your stream.
Absolutely. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Xinnaroll, spelled XINNAROLL, like a cinnamon roll, but cool. And I'm on Twitch as twitch.tv/Xinnaroll as well. If you follow me, I might start streaming again. I feel like that'd be fun. Shameless. Cue the end of the shameless plug. Thank you all for having me. It was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to doing more of these with y'all. And let's play a Nintendo game together.
Yes, we will put your information here with the podcast. So look for this link below, guys, for if you want to follow Xinnaroll. That's with an X. And thanks for joining us. This was a lot of fun. We are looking forward to more of these in the near future. And we'll definitely have you on one of our streams too, buddy.
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Anyway, thank you all so much. Remember to follow us on our social media. Check the links below. Remember to leave us a comment. And we are looking forward to our next episode, which is probably going to be a review. No promises there. There's just too many games to play. Am I right, Master Rein?
Too many games to play, dude, but we're going to play them. We're going to have to retire early or something, dude. I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, my God. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
All right, this is Silly Squirrel, Master Rein, and Xinnaroll signing out. And remember, never stop reviving.
Remember, guys, don't give up to the very end. Revive to the very end. Don't give up. Fight. Freedom. Democracy.
Revive me,
Kill
bro.
the bugs.
No, seriously, revive me. I just had an aneurysm.
Games out.